My name is Judy Kovalik, and I am the mom of Jeff and Julia. Jeff received the liver, and Julia was a living donor. After he had his gallbladder surgery, when the doctor phoned to say that he was out of surgery, they stated that they were very shocked by the state of his liver, and they didn't think it was as bad as it was until they saw it. So even though when it was confirmed that he needed a new liver, I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked by the news. I mean, you always hope that maybe a mistake's made and that he doesn't have to go through this, but that wasn't the case. I was very proud of her and for her courage and for her selfless act of love towards her brother. She's like an angel. You're on a roller coaster ride of emotions, and you just have to deal with it the best you can. You don't want them to know how worried you are, but obviously they know it. You just have to give them all the support that they need and encouragement. And you keep telling yourself that everything's going to be okay, everything's going to work out, and you pray that it's going to work out, and you support and you surround yourself with support from your family and friends, and just let them listen to what your thoughts are and they try to help you, put you in the right frame of mind so that you can make it through. You have to believe that everything will be fine. I went to Toronto on the Thursday, and Jeff came on the Saturday, the week of surgery. So that was the time frame for me going. Julia was alone by herself for a few days, and Jeff had someone with him up until the time that he came to Toronto. For caregivers, the only thing that is covered is your airplane fare, and that's it. Everything else is to come out of your own pocket. So it would be helpful if they at least gave a percentage of pay towards your stay, because unfortunately this procedure is not offered in our province, and had it been, you wouldn't be incurring these costs. We didn't see Jeff or Julia until the day after, and when I was going down the hallway, I looked up and there was Jeff walking towards Julia's room, and he looked fantastic. And we went into Julia's room, and she looked good. She was just in bed though, and quite groggy, and they don't remember this, but they wanted it taken of them, and so it was taken. And you just felt so relieved that this is over with, and just hope for the best recovery. And Jeff looked normal color skin. He wasn't jaundiced anymore. It was amazing. And Julia's coloring was good, and they were both in positive frames of mind. Well, it was very stressful. C. diff was quite serious, and it was enough that he had to go through the surgery, never mind picking that up in the hospital. Many different antibiotics were tried on him, and at one point they had talked about maybe having to remove his colon. Thank God it didn't come down to that. So with the bile duct leak and having to go back into surgery, you just shake your head in disbelief that all this is going on. But there's nothing you can do but hope everything turns out, and thank God it did. A lot of love and support and encouragement. I had to give her blood thinner injections for about 6 weeks, and was there to pamper her for whatever she needed and wanted. And when we got back to Winnipeg, I went to her place every day and gave her injections and helped out in any way that I was needed at her home. Was there for her and her family. Thank goodness her father-in-law was still there, and he helped a lot with the kids and that too. You can't really prepare yourself because you don't know. Everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different. With Julia, she had no complications. With Jeff, he did. So different scenarios, different feelings. But you just have to believe that everything's going to be okay. Think positive thoughts, even though at times it's very difficult, and have someone to talk to share your thoughts on how you're feeling and how you're coping so that you can be there for them. Love and support is the most important thing. Well, I don't know if there was any support there for caregivers, none that I was aware of. And probably had there been, I probably wouldn't have resorted to that. I think that it would be helpful if Manitoba had a plan in effect to give patients and families courses on how to go about making reservations for their stay in the hospital so that it's not quite as stressful, because finding accommodations was a little bit stressful for everybody. Knowing that they'd be okay was my self-care. I didn't think of myself at all. That was the last thing on my mind, was me. I mean, obviously it's important, but you don't sleep well and you're worried, and there's lots of things that can go wrong. So at nighttime, those are the things that go through your mind. Otherwise, you keep yourself busy during the day so that you can function. You have to help each other. So it's emotional support given to whoever's getting the liver and whoever's donating the liver. They have to know that you're there for them no matter what. And you have to try to give yourself in a good mental state of mind to be able to do this for them. I hope this encourages people to come forward and consider to become a living donor, because it's saving lives, and there's no greater gift than the gift of life. So hopefully this will help.